If you have a thyroid dysfunction and are doing all of the right things and are wondering now, what got me here in the first place? What is causing the thyroid to be off? I'm actually going to dive into 3 of the top causes or contributors to thyroid dysfunction right now. I'm local naturopath Dr. Cassie Irwin, and today I'm speaking for the Peanut Mill Natural Foods Market all about those underlying causes of thyroid dysfunction. The first that comes to mind is any rapid change in reproductive hormones, and the big one for me is definitely pregnancy and postpartum. During pregnancy, you can imagine all of the changes that are taking place in your body as you're bringing someone into the world. And so when we have that birthing process and we're no longer holding the baby inside, your body has to rapidly adapt to this change in hormones. And what will actually very commonly happen is it actually triggers autoimmune induced thyroid disease. So autoimmunity is just that your immune system starts attacking your own glands and tissues like your thyroid gland. It's really common after pregnancy to have this autoimmune driven thyroid disease, which speaks to me about that rapid switch from your immune system having to be very, very tolerant to this baby growing inside of you, and then it kind of swings the other way where your immune system gets a little bit overactive. So that would be something definitely you would want to preempt if you know about it going in, and really seek the care of a naturopath in that late pregnancy and early postpartum phase to address any of that. The second thing that would come to mind for me as an underlying contributor or cause to thyroid dysfunction is actually dysbiosis in the gut. Dysbiosis is a fancy term that really just means that the microorganisms that live in your intestines, so those are things like probiotics, but of course bad bacteria, viruses, parasites, and the like, can actually just be in a ratio that's not really suited to your body. So you could have too much of one thing, not enough of another thing, and overall the ecosystem just doesn't work. When it doesn't work, it's not turning on the right genes, it's not controlling inflammation, and it's also not priming your immune system to know how to tolerate its own tissues, which you can see how that feeds into that autoimmune induced thyroid issue. The third thing to keep in mind is actually chronic stress as a trigger for thyroid issues or a perpetuator of thyroid issues. When we're chronically stressed, we get overworked on the HPA axis. This is a fancy term and it refers to the connection system between the brain and the adrenal glands, and then of course the thyroid as a result. When we are overworked, stressed, tired, burnt out, we have issues with stress hormone, cortisol, and cortisol can actually really impact thyroid function as well as conversion in the cells and of course sensitivity to thyroid hormone. We know all of this in the data, it's really exciting research, but it shows us how important it is to actually hone in on caring for the adrenal glands and nourishing your stress response, as well as kind of going back to tie it all together, addressing gut issues, so making sure that you're taking the right probiotics if you need them and avoiding wrong probiotics if it's actually going to add fuel to the fire for you. And then of course supporting your reproductive hormones as well. So all in all, these are really important contributors to thyroid dysfunction, and I recommend you speak with your natural healthcare provider about how we can support you naturally. I have written all about the thyroid, so diagnostics and testing and natural supports for the thyroid. You can check it all out at the blog, thepeanutmill.com, and hope you enjoy it.